You'd rather get shanked and die.
Yeah.
Really?
Are we keeping this in?
I might.
Here's what I want to do.
What?
I want to kill a whole bunch of people if I was in jail with my bare hands and then eat myself and die.
1, 2, 3.
What do we got?
I'm going to not do the intro now because I don't have it.
Okay.
But I think I'll just record the intro by myself and I'll be like, yeah, this is Zach. He's doing his thing.
Yep.
This is Zach. He's doing his thing. My guest of 3 weeks ago graduated from SAE Institute of Atlanta, which stands for School of Audio Engineering. Haven't heard of it? Well, have you heard of a little store called Publix? He worked there fresh out of middle school. What were you doing in 8th grade? Just what were you doing in 8th grade? Now he is the ripe age of 21. And unfortunately for some, I do think he is seeing someone. But I don't know how serious it is right now. He's not only a producer at Hey Hey Studios recording and playing with the big boys, he is also a bomb guitarist and vocalist. I haven't seen him play anything else, but he might be able to play a little bass. I just haven't seen him do it. On a real note, he is a genuine, kind, and talented friend. I connected with him immediately, and I don't do that with a lot of people. It's my new friend of 2 months, Zach Epps.
I've never tried this flavor. All right, we got to open it at the same time.
Okay. And the mic, right?
Yep.
Hold on. There we go. All right,
Okay,
ready?
you ready?
One,
Wait. My
on
finger
three.
ain't.
Ready?
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3. Ooh, look at that pop. It clipped.
And then we go, Friends in Low Places. Sponsored by LaCroix. Wait, okay, so this is
Dang,
your
I didn't
first.
bring
This is. You've tried LaCroix before, though, right?
I don't think well, maybe I have, but I've heard, okay, here's what I've heard about it. I've heard that it tastes like you burp and then you like spit it back up in a cup. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. What have you heard about them?
Nobody likes him at first. I didn't like him at first.
Okay.
I've never met anybody that was their first sip. They were like,
but that's like
"Ooh."
so depressed. Why have they made a whole brand off of like people being like, it's okay?
Oh my God. We're going to be burping this.
We are. Okay, that's fine. Let's do this.
Excuse us if we burp.
True.
We will be burping
We do be
with our
burping.
sponsor, LaCroix.
Oh, dang it.
That's okay.
It's okay.
I will get into it later, but I had a complete meltdown after
Oh.
Thanksgiving.
Let's talk about that. That's tea.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
I realized that I could make my life fall apart, you know.
Dang.
I had a complete emotional
Really?
and mental breakdown, but that's totally fine.
Yeah,
Moving on.
We'll address that later.
Okay. Yeah, that's just a little teaser
That
for
was-
you.
yeah, that
Stick
was like-
around.
Clickbait.
Let's kind of segue into how I got your number.
Oh,
Yeah.
are we really going to say how this happened?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it. Do you mind actually reading our text?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Because they need information on this, some context here. So, sadly, and this kind of plays into the story, but I don't really have the text because of what
You
happened. So, okay, here's what happened.
You don't have the exact text?
I don't, but I do kind of remember it, to be honest.
So, okay.
So,
I kind of remember what I...
you basically texted me, and the first thing you said was, how's your pizza, or something like that, right? You're like...
Yeah, that sounds right.
You were basically playing off of, I'm watching you eat pizza right now.
Yeah.
But I was at church I was playing guitar that day,
Mm-hmm.
and I had just gotten off of stage when the worship set ended, right?
Yeah.
So it's like literally in the middle of church,
Yeah.
right? So I was
Yeah.
like, and it's like probably 9:30,
Okay.
and I was just like, what? Like I'm not anywhere. So at first I was just like, he's got the wrong number.
Uh-huh.
My friend Jesse Bond, I don't know if you know him,
I've never
guitar
met him,
player.
no.
He's great, but I happened to be with him. He was the other guy playing electric that day, and so I was like, look at this text. This is so weird. So he starts responding to the stuff you were sending me. All I see is like a progression of like you saying you see me eating pizza to like
Yeah.
you sending.
This is like days later.
Yeah.
And just explain what I sent you.
You send me this Project Runway GIF.
I had no idea that it was that.
And
I Googled.
Okay.
Go ahead, and I'll tell you what I Googled.
What you
to
Googled was
get it.
probably controversial to say on this, but
That is true.
it was some type of homosexual male.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, you don't really know. You don't know it is.
Oh man, how do I say this? Yeah. Yeah.
I'll describe it as a picture of a black male
Yes.
in underwear,
Yes. That was the first image I saw.
aroused. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And that's what it was, right?
That's
an accurate.
And I literally at that
depiction.
exact moment was like, what?
And I said,
What is
this
going
was
on?
days later, and I said, "Good morning, winky face."
Yeah,
right?
yeah, something like that. I kind of was like, I'm not like scared or whatever at that stuff, but I'm also like, what? You know what I mean? Because usually you get that person that's like says some random weird thing about a family member, and then they're like
Yeah.
a wrong number. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this was like, what? This guy's like purposefully trying to do this. But I had literally no idea it was you. So, long story short, I guess after all of those things, I
Mhm.
blocked your number, and that was it.
My end of the story though was, I text you because you never replied after
Right.
that,
Mhm.
and then I was like, "Hey, this is Chase, not a gay black man." That's what I said.
Yes, I remember this now.
And then I actually tried to call you two on one weekend,
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, my number's definitely blocked."
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were blocked. And honestly, you're the first person that's happened to that I've like. A friend of mine has done
Yeah.
that in the beginning with his number. So
Yeah. Congrats to me.
great. That was great.
Man, I feel like a woman.
Mm,
Shania Twain.
I do.
I love, honestly, I'm like a fan of 4 or 5 Shania Twain songs. I
Mhm.
haven't like done a
That's what I'm
deep
saying. I
dive
don't
into
have
Shania Twain.
Yeah. I listened to her, like my mom introduced me to her as a
Yeah,
kid. You know what I
same.
mean? So that's where I kind of got
Same.
all that.
I guess all moms listen to Shania Twain.
I guess
then.
so. It's kind of
Yeah.
cool though. It's I get it. You know what I mean?
I do get it. I mean, it's good
Uh-huh.
music.
But anyways, this cover
Yeah.
a
So I've done it once on my own.
you have.
If you haven't seen it, go check it out
Dog.
on my Insta, Dr. Chase Lowe. Yeah, I put on a little hat. I did a little horse. I
Love
did a
it.
little
I
galloping.
love it.
It went really well. People ate it up.
Oh yeah.
It did good.
People ate it up.
It did so good. We're just gonna redo it.
Yeah. I wish you had not done it before because this is just.
I think you're right.
You know what I mean? But
It'll
no,
still
it's
have
fine.
a bang.
It will, but it's gonna be like, hey, this is part 2,
It
ready.
that's the
know what I
way
mean?
I'm looking at
and
it.
that's what's cool about it. I think it's gonna be kind of
It's gonna be part 2.
interesting. But I was just kind of like thinking about the songs that we could have done, and I was like, it's not easy picking a song. We had talked about messing with, or I had thrown out some like pop rock type vibe songs. But I was like, man, I don't know. It's just
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
we could have done one and it would have been okay, but yeah, this just seemed unique and fun.
yeah.
And that's kind of what all these covers are turning. So like 2 of the 4, it might be 3 of the 4 that I'm going to release at first might be all goofy.
Yeah.
I don't want to put myself into that corner and just be like, I'm just going to mess around
Right.
the whole time. But it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun to put
Like,
on a
we're
cowboy
just,
hat.
We're just messing around and playing music. You know
It's
what I
fun
mean?
to dress
We're
up
just-
like Mark McGrath.
Yeah, we're just vibing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's all that was. Like we're not trying to be out here trying to do some crazy production. This
No.
is just fun.
Exactly.
You know?
Do you know what setup you're going to use for this song?
Yeah, like gear wise or like
Yeah, gear-wise,
Yeah.
guitar-wise.
I'm most likely gonna end up on the telly side for guitar. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I know
And
you were struggling between the telly. and-
yeah, Strat vibe. I don't know
Mhm.
because there's some stuff in there that could use a little whammy. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Whammy bar
yeah.
action. But yeah, I'll probably just go. You know, this is kind of the visual I'm thinking in my head for gear, but I'll probably just run straight into an amp with possibly an overdrive pedal or just crank the amp or something like that.
Yeah.
And just have fun.
I love it. Dude, so real quick, I know we mentioned it before, but I want to talk about kind of like a quick synopsis of how you got your journey to Hey Hey. We are in Hey Hey Studios right now.
We are. So, should I reveal how old I am on this? I don't know if that's like bad.
You should.
Okay.
I found out recently, and I was very surprised.
No, but I'm only saying that because it's like, I don't want to sound like I've been doing this for like years and years and years. And then be like, so then now I'm finally at Hey Hey. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but you're a young dude.
Yeah.
As I would consider myself still young. I'm 24.
Right.
But, you've had a good journey thus far.
Right.
And you've had some success.
For sure.
And there are other 21, yeah, of course. And there are other 21-year-olds, producers, musicians, who just happen to not be in your spot. So I think anybody could learn from you.
The timing of everything. Yeah.
Exactly.
But, so yeah, none of this is just like, I am somehow better, so I got this position, or I'm in now. You know what I mean? No. But all that to say, like, I went to school for production, which, everybody has different opinions on if that's a good idea or not. For me, it was cool. I learned a lot, and I kind of feel like I needed it to even give me a foundation to come here with. You know what I mean? When I moved here and I went to school, I was trying to find a church to play at and just get, connected with. So I found Dogwood Church in Tyrone, and that's kind of where I met Ryan. He's like the front house engineer there. Yeah. So I had heard he had a studio, and I was like, I'd love to check it out sometime. As time went by, we were just like, he's probably like who I would consider my best friend. So naturally, like over time, I realized like this used to be a space here because he told me it used to be. He's like, so how about you rent this? When are you gonna start renting this room upstairs? You know what I mean? That
he
kind
just
of thing.
like casually said that.
Yeah. He's just kind of, so I was like, there's an invite. Hey, so I came in and checked the building out, and then that's when I was like, yeah, this is awesome. Honestly, I never really even thought about it because I was just kind of like, if I ever had my own little spot, it would just be like way down the road. I can't afford anything like that. Yeah, when he asked me that, I was like, sick. Getting to this spot now is what I feel like is one of my dream gigs. Yeah. It's like, and obviously I'd love to own my own spot one day, but like this was something that I fell into that I was like, if I had not moved here from Florida, like this would never have happened, and I made that move from Florida, not only for school, but just like, I wanted to be in a bigger music scene, and I wanted something like this to happen eventually. And so
then if you wouldn't have got the gig at Dogwood, however that happened, you would have never ran into Ryan.
Yep, right? Exactly. And I kept asking myself, I'm like, where am I supposed to be? Am I supposed to because I was really into the idea of like touring at some point, and just I just had no idea what to do. I knew I would have to get better in a lot of ways, and I still, I'm still trying to make myself better in all this. But my thing is like, my first question was where do I need to be? Like where should I be putting all my focus right now?
Mm-hmm. It's cool. And I think like I've definitely been in that spot in life to where you're like, what's the next move? What am I supposed to do? Right? I'm not where I want to be. I'm not connected to the people I want to get connected with. And I think and I'm in that spot right now. You know what I mean? I'm doing this podcast. I'm doing
this. It doesn't end.
It doesn't end.
Yeah.
And it's weird how you realize that, you know, and you might get a peak at some point, or like it's weird. It's like you get a hit off of a drug or something. You get that next opportunity,
it's true, man.
And then you get all big, and you're like, oh, I'm doing things again, right?
And that's
people are gonna look at me and be proud of me now.
100%.
And then what happens when that gig is done?
Yep.
Right. And then you're at that same exact spot you started off.
And that's the thing is like, being in a creative type job that's like based around just what you yourself are capable of doing, and then from that like people will hire you, which that's kind of like the concept of work in general. But still, like to me, I'm 21, so I'm like, my thing is like I am just now starting to fully realize, having this spot that's like, this is so much fun, I love it, but then it's like you said, you have someone come in, they want to do work with you, and then you realize like, a week later, whatever it is, it's like, wait a minute, they're gonna be gone like a month. I got to figure out another person. Like I have to keep this place going. So it's just kind of like constant, like you're never content with like where you're at.
No.
And especially as like a musician too, or a producer, whatever you do, like you're never like, okay, I'm in a good spot. I can just kind of chill here for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then like, you know what I mean?
And I think that's when you die.
That's the whole thing that makes it really stressful to me sometimes. And it's like that whole thing of like, you know, it can cause like the whole midlife crisis, panic attack thing at times. I feel like because it's like, oh my gosh, like what am I going to do next month? I'm never, you know, guaranteed my next paycheck or however you want to say that. You know what I mean? So I think it's like, it's definitely something that it can be exhausting, I feel like sometimes, but at the end of the day, I'm also like, I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. It's just a matter of like continuing to, you know, to grow at what you do. And then things will naturally pan out, just like they already have. They'll keep it's going to keep happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I think the best advice is just to do something, to stay focused on something. So like for me right now, that is this podcast.
Right.
That is these covers. So like I'm doing church things, I'm doing wedding things, you know what I mean? But the Jamie gig has fallen down. And it was so crazy. I'm just being vulnerable here, but I identified a lot with that. You know what I mean? Because it's like a big name artist. People were like, "Oh, he plays for Jamie."
Right.
It just kind of gave me some clout. You
Definitely.
know? She has a baby now. She's doing great. She's doing all kinds of creative work now.
Right.
But she's not doing a lot of gigs, especially with COVID and everything. Anyways, yeah, just I would say within the last year or two, just like an identity crisis, because I identified with that gig, right? And you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm Jamie's drummer. What's up?" Now, you walk into a place and I would say, you know, that cloud is gone a little bit. So it's like, that's when I learned, oh, this is a hustle forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, exactly. That's what I'm thinking to myself.
And that's what I meant by like you die when you stop hustling or stop looking for that next thing, or staying motivated from it. That's when you're done.
Exactly. And it's like to live that life of like, you know, on Instagram thinking like, oh, I'm getting all this work, which I do a terrible job of posting anyways. It probably looks like I do nothing ever. But my thing is just like, if I look at social media and I see other people that are like, oh, these guys are like really making it, like they're playing with these amazing people. It's like even that can be like draining for me. You know what I mean? And it's like I don't want that to be, because I want to be happy for them. Like whether it's a friend or someone that I look up to as a guitar player, whatever it is, like it's just such a weird cycle of like, you know what I mean?
You know, I think that because I do the same thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's selfish in a way to look at somebody and be like, they're doing great. They're just putting this out there.
Yeah.
And then you immediately, your brain
You look at
goes
yourself.
to, what about me?
Yep.
What am I doing?
Exactly.
I'm not doing enough. They got that gig. I didn't get this gig.
100%.
And it's selfish because
you're not owed any of that.
No.
You know what I mean?
But your brain, it's just so crazy how our brain immediately goes, what about me? And it looks about it through our perspective, you know?
That's true.
When a good place to be would just to be like, I'm happy for them and genuinely be happy, right? That's tough.
Right. And it's like you are where you're supposed to be right now.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and just trust.
Like be content within that. You know what I mean? It's like things will pan out the way they're supposed to. You know what I mean? Just staying on that path.
Yeah, this is a good transition into my mental breakdown.
Okay.
We'll just go ahead and go into
That's
it.
not even funny. I don't know why I laughed at that.
Dude, no, I mean, it's I make fun of it now, but this happened a couple days ago and I bounced back, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Some days, like this might happen to me maybe once or twice a year to where I just cry, you know?
Yeah.
Jess has to pick me up off the ground. I'm just being really vulnerable.
Hey,
here.
man, listen, we hit those moments, I feel like.
But I bounced back, and I love to think back of like, how did I get here crying on the floor? You know what I mean? What led to this? And for me, I want this like this identity with being successful and productive and just being proud of me, my wife being proud of me, my family being proud of me, everybody looking at me in this way of he's successful as a drummer, right? And I think what caused it was the week before, I was pushing things off. Like I had the podcast to do. And it is daunting, honestly. There's so many little things I have to do, everything from like an artwork cover to figuring out if I need to open up my own YouTube channel or Instagram channel. I got to do all this. It's just like this big monster that I have to take at bite-sized pieces. Anyways, it's very easy for me to hit something that I didn't realize and then just push it off. So I push it off and then end up doing nothing the entire day.
Yeah.
And then I would try and tell myself, like, it's okay, I'll just do tomorrow. But it would weigh on me. You know what I mean? I would feel bad. I would start to devalue myself because I wasn't doing what I should be doing. And that's really what led to it. But that at the peak of it, it was so crazy. I saw this homeless dude just standing in the middle of the road. And this man was pouring beer on a napkin as cars were passing by. And then he just rubbed it on his face like this. But I was just staring at this dude in this low point, and I was like, I'm a couple years of bad decisions from being him.
Yeah.
From wiping beer on my face and standing in the middle of the road. And I really realized that, and it freaked me out so bad.
Right. Because that's like a extreme, like a
and that is
major
a
extreme.
major extreme.
Yeah.
But think about that homeless dude. Like, he probably had a wife and a family at some point. I'm just guessing.
Right. Yeah, who knows?
But maybe he started doing things that were like off-putting to his wife or unproductive or whatever. And he's like, you know what? F it. I don't need a wife.
Right.
And then they get a divorce, and then he's lonely, and then he puts on weight, starts eating garbage. And then what happens? He starts being rude and angry and bitter towards life because he's not doing what he's supposed to do and do a podcast and make artwork and stuff like that. So then he starts to resent his kids, and then his kids don't love him anymore. And then he's like, you know what? I don't even have family anymore. I don't care. I'm just going to drink myself to death. And then he loses his job because he shows up drunk to work.
Right.
And then he gets fired, and then he doesn't have income. And then he's like, you know what? F it. I'll just keep drinking till the rent's not paid. And then he doesn't pay rent, and then he gets kicked out. Boom, you're homeless. And you start wiping beer on your face with a napkin.
Yep.
We could all be that guy. It just made me realize that we could all be that guy.
True. It's kind of, it's like when you just give up on everything and let that low point that you hit, like, take a hold of you to where you just don't want to get out of it. Yeah, it's like we could all be there. You know what I mean?
Dude, I bounce back, though. I think about to run a marathon. I really do.
And I feel like I don't even know, man, because sometimes it's like people are just put in situations from the beginning of their life that just like makes it hard to get out of that. So I don't want to say it's like you can't ever,
there are different variables.
Yeah, there's different ways to get to that point. But yeah, no,
but I saw my route that I could be a homeless
it's enough
dude.
to scare you to get back to work or to get to get your mind in the right place again, to where you're like, this is not the end of my musical career or whatever. You know what I mean? There's still more. So let's figure out what that is,
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I understand that. Like, I definitely have, like, I always mess with Ryan because I'm like, dude, you're like my therapist sometimes. Because I literally just like, sometimes it's just too much. Or if there's just a lot going on and I'm just like working nonstop to meet deadlines. Because you know how there's just up and downs of like staying really busy and then not very busy. And it's like at the peak of all that, whenever you're super busy and you're just not sleeping a lot or whatever, it's just, that whole fear can creep in and just like get a hold of you, I feel like.
Yeah, and consume you.
Yeah,
and then
for sure.
Just you start becoming that in a weird way.
Yeah.
You start losing confidence. That's what I did.
For sure.
But I kind of had, like, by Monday, I kind of got it. That happened on Saturday. And I was like, I got to show up to church on Sunday. So I show up to church and just willed my way into a better emotional state, you know? And I did good. I pulled it together. I even played at a new gig and did well.
Yeah.
Like conversationally and instrumentally.
Yeah.
And then Monday, I was like, let's do some stuff. Like I'm not gonna be homeless.
Yep.
So I think I am gonna run a marathon.
Let's do it.
So I ran 5 miles
Actually, not
today.
let's. You should do that.
Dude, you want to do it?
I can't. I'm not.
Yes, you can.
I can, but I'm just like, man, I feel like I would like lose way too much weight, and I need weight. You know what I mean? Like right now, where
I get
I'm
what
at
you're
my life.
saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, I think that you would tone.
I would
up.
tone. Yeah, that's true. Maybe I should bulk up though. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
I need
Are
to
you
hit the
trying to
gym.
bulk up?
No, I probably should though. I'm bulking up, but I'm getting fat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Like-
a way to bulk up, though.
Yeah,
Just
it
eat a
definitely
lot.
is. True.
Yeah.
True.
All
But,
right,
yeah.
dude. I appreciate that therapy session, though.
Yeah, no, that was. I mean, dude, this is like, to me, the whole podcast idea that you have, where you're talking with friends, like this is a universal thing. Like I feel like that a lot of people, or at least almost all musicians I know, deal with that are trying to do this as for a living. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is relatable to some people, or if that
Definitely not to
or if I
everybody.
just sound insane.
No,
like
I think
maybe that
it's-
homeless guy on the street would relate to this.
I mean, to me, it's like,
I hope he hears this.
I mean, man, I don't know. I feel like a lot of musicians, even if they don't say it, they have there's insecurities that people have. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's cool to talk about that. You know, to just bring awareness to that, or even not even just that, just talking about it. You know what I mean? And you know, this is one outlet and one way to do that.
Yeah,
you know?
I want to be as real as I can be.
Yeah.
I do want to juggle though on like lighting up you as an artist and our friendship, of course. Like that's what I want this podcast to be. But I
Yeah.
also want to, you know, talk about my journey
Yeah.
and what I'm going through.
For sure.
So that's what happened last weekend.
Right.
Had
we're here now.
complete mental breakdown, but look at me now.
We're here.
I ran 5 miles. I feel great.
That's
today.
what I'm saying.
I feel really good today.
We're here and we're vibing.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Let's keep
I
on
love it.
moving.
Let's do it.
Do you know what your goal would be if like music didn't exist? Let's say not didn't exist, but you just chose not to do it.
Yeah. Or gave up,
Like-
which I might in about a month. No, I'm just-
Yeah. So let's say when you give up.
when you give up, what's your next thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I honestly have like since high school just been like, this is what I want to do. I'm just gonna make it work. I never had any like doubts. I had like this weird confidence that I'd just make it work.
Dude, that's awesome.
You know what I mean? And I'm not even saying that to be like, well, look at me. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
I know.
I had confidence that I was
Mhm.
like, I can do this. That's really all I know how to do well, and something that I can get better at. So yeah, I was just kind of always set in that way.
I love it. I love it when because I feel like I always lived life with a plan B and a plan C and stuff.
I never had that, but I am like that though.
But you hear about all these people and they're like, there was never a plan B. It was
Yeah.
always plan A. I
Yeah.
was always gonna win.
I just couldn't think of a plan
was
B, to
just
be
like,
honest.
whoa.
I didn't know what else. I still don't know what else I would do, to be honest.
Sure.
It would be something that I probably, if I couldn't do this, it would just be something that I would just have to settle for and be okay with. I mean, I would try to find like happiness within it, but
Yeah.
like, you know, you can't beat freaking music, man.
Mhm.
Like
Can't be
freaking music. That's my bio now.
Yeah.
Freaking music, dude. I love it.
Do you think that you could be homeless or live a life of crime or anything like
Dang,
that?
I love that.
What do you think it would take for you to
if you had
actually be a criminal?
probably someone like murder a bunch of people I love,
Yeah.
and then me just want to get revenge,
Yeah.
and then I end up killing him, which
Yeah.
would make me go to jail still.
I could see that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like me just wanting to be
I think
like,
that's
I'm
a
gonna kill
normal
you.
reaction.
Yeah.
So we've been watching a lot. Me and my wife have been watching a lot of 60 Days In. Did you
Okay.
watch that at
I
all?
don't think so.
So if you don't know what it is, pretty much they send normal people into a jail and they're like, you look for gang activity,
Okay.
you search for drug stuff, and then they just walk in there and they blend
I
in.
don't know.
It's pretty good. There's a
I think I
new
have
season
heard
on Netflix. Would you rather get shanked or get
Or get it. Well,
Okay, would you rather get shanked or have your beehole played with?
and cut. No, just kidding.
This podcast was getting boring, so I had to mix it up a little bit.
And that's gonna be what we clip to like advertise for this podcast.
Would you rather get shanked in jail or Or, you know the other option.
You know,
You live.
I'd rather die.
You'd rather get shanked and die.
Yeah.
Really?
Are we keeping this in?
I might.
Here's what I want to do.
What?
I want to kill a whole bunch of people if I was in jail with my bare hands, and then eat myself and die. And that's on camera recorded, so if you ever wanted to put that out to kill me.
And eat myself and die.
Yeah.
That is a great way to wrap that up.
That's great.
All right. That is what you would be doing if you didn't do music.
Dang.
So let's do a little deep dive on social media.
Woo. What else?
There was one song that made me cry. This one.
That song is a Bruno Major song.
Do you
Have
think
heard
that
of
I
him
would
before?
get flagged or like they would find this on the podcast and?
I don't think so. No.
On my Sunday best, you pick out your favorite dress.
So sexy, dude.
Sometimes I look at that video and I hate it and I'm going to remove it. But I appreciate your encouragement.
We can edit that out.
No, I'm kidding.
I
I'm
just
kidding.
threw that on you.
No. I mean, I'm not kidding as in like I hate it, but it's just because I'm like listening to myself. And no one likes listening to themselves.
I
mean,
never
maybe,
do.
I was going to say maybe some do.
Some
but
people do, but I feel like those are the people that are bad, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. There was one I forgot on Facebook.
I love
here.
how you're on Facebook because I don't even know what's on
I know. And this is what I
Oh,
love.
man.
What is this here?
Oh, man. When you're, I think that was
Do
something.
you want to read that out loud?
Sure. When your crush doesn't take the juice at the Lord's Supper. Dang, man. This is so cringy, but I
And this
love
picture
it.
is going to be up on the... So tell me,
oh my gosh.
what's up with this pic?
I think I have seen it, but that is just painful. But that just looks terrible.
Yeah, it looks really bad, and it looks like...
That shirt.
You know,
Can
it
we
looks
talk
like
about
you're
that
having
shirt?
a great time, though.
It's like a
I
V-neck.
mean, it's a gross color,
Yeah,
I would say. That's okay. That was 2016.
Bad vibes. That's
Let
right.
that go.
We can let that go.
And then
man.
and then you worked at Publix.
I did, man.
Which
I worked
one
at
are you?
Publix. I am the one right back there in the white. Yeah, the
Zach
white shirt
Epps.
on the cashier. On the
You're on top
cash
of the cash register.
Yeah. So
Dude,
that's,
you look really cute, by the way. And cute, I mean like really handsome. 'Cause
Man, listen.
I'm looking at pics without your beard and stuff. You look great.
No, man. I look like
You
a
don't think
rat.
so?
But I will say this.
Don't ever call
Publix-
yourself that again.
It just gets really intense. Crickets. Like Publix is a vibe, man. Publix is the reason that I like have the gear that I have,
Bro,
man. Like
I am
they
so-
help me save up.
I am so amped on this discussion right now because I've
Really?
been going back and forth from Kroger and Publix now that I'm an
Oh.
adult and I have to buy groceries.
Uh-huh.
Kroger, let me just say that to everybody out there. It sucks.
I love it.
Kroger sucks really bad.
It's kind of like a slightly better Walmart, but to me it's like Publix, man. They just know. They know what they know what the customers want, man.
You're right. I'm
You know
not
what I
done
mean?
bashing Kroger's though.
Okay, hold on,
Everything
keep
is disheveled. All the fruits and vegetables barely. Something's missing all the time.
Mhm.
Everything. This is
We
LaCroix.
should not have drank these before, but it's fine.
No, we shouldn't have. Everything is picked over. Nothing like it's just not right. I don't like it.
Yeah, you just gotta let it
Publix,
all out.
You walk in, it's a lot brighter. It
Brighter.
feels like there are less people there, probably because it costs more,
True.
right? But
Yeah,
you look
true.
at the fruit; it's like a display of fruit.
Yeah.
Like everything is there.
You get what you pay for, and what you pay for is to have organized shelves and
Yes.
most of the time, nice employees
Yes.
that actually will show you where stuff is. Because
Yes.
when I went to their little boot camp training thing, you know what I mean? Like, it was always like you go the extra mile, and you
Yeah.
like, if someone asks you where something is, you don't just say it's over, blah, blah, blah. You walk them to it, and you
Mm.
say, hey, there's this.
Wow, they do that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what they're supposed to do. And, we didn't have to say my pleasure or whatever. They just let you be you, but just, do your job well.
That's cool. How long was training at Publix?
Well, it was like a day, but it was like a weekend. You just like went into their corporate, and you got paid obviously for it and all.
What do you
but
think Kroger's is like?
I don't even know, man.
Well, this is Kroger's. And that's it. And then they just put
This
you
is
on the
Kroger.
register.
No, yeah, honestly. I just, man, I don't know.
I hate Kroger. Last one here.
Let's do it.
What is this?
This is
Here you are.
There.
It's an Aloha themed.
Man, it's so bad. Okay, so I actually DJ'd my proms in high school.
Really? That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So I mean, I liked dancing and all, but like, come on. Like, you're gonna like
You wanna
pay
be
me
the
to go to
DJ.
my freaking prom to DJ?
Yeah, what is up? What's up with these chads right here?
Man, I don't even know. I honestly don't keep up with.
Any of these people?
No, I do. I like all of them except for maybe like 3 or 4. No, 4, 5. Yeah,
That'll change. Don't worry. It'll be
6.
none soon.
but we were all tight.
You'll lose all your high school friends. Don't worry.
We actually are all, I have a group chat still to this day that we
It'll die
regularly.
soon.
It probably will.
I'm just
I just get to keep knocking everything.
So I love the deep dive. That's all the embarrassing stuff I wanted to see.
Okay,
That's the only purpose for that segment.
I love it.
All right, here we go. All right, let's do some questions from Instagram.
All right, let's do it.
I remember the questions.
Okay.
Okay, this happened before with Sean's podcast, and I felt so bad.
Yeah.
I know the questions.
Okay,
4 questions.
hit me.
One of them was blank, and it was from an account that had
I
0
love that.
followers, and they're following 0 people. The second question, yeah. The second question was from Judd Harris.
My dude.
So it's at the Judd Harris
Gotcha.
asked, why he's so sexy?
Well, I won't go into the full details, but it's a blessing. What do you got? What else? People don't need to know my
Third
secrets.
question. At Ryan Wilson 5, Ryan Wilson asked, what is the bump box?
The bump box. Okay, so that is a piece of gear downstairs that we use.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have this gear, nor do I fully understand how this works. I don't think. However, I'm going to make this up, and I think it's right. But it brings it all up to the right volume for the avioms for everyone to hear themselves. However, we use that term loosely around here to mean different things. And that's all
So you found
that I have to tell you about that.
So it fits with a lot of different things.
Yeah.
then.
It's just a good word. Isn't that just fun to say?
I love it. Bump box.
That's just fun.
Bump
I want to
box.
make a brand of Bluetooth speakers
bump box.
called
You know,
Bump Box.
I think I really like it because there's a buppa. There's a
Mhm,
beep beep,
mhm,
you know?
I still can't figure out if I like this.
Fourth question.
LaCroix. Moving on. LaCroix.
What, you don't like it.
I think I do, but I don't know.
Just don't say that on the mic because we are sponsored by LaCroix.
True. Okay, my bad.
We love LaCroix.
It's great.
Fourth question.
What do you got?
Do you have like a ghost or paranormal story or aliens
Oh,
or something scary that's
I don't
happened?
actually. I don't think I have one. I don't know. That's it.
Boring.
I know, man. I failed you on that.
That's fine. You've never
fine.
seen an alien? You
Ryan
never,
says he has though.
You've never really?
Yeah.
I'll definitely
I've
ask
heard.
him
Yeah,
about
I've heard
that.
from him, but I've never personally experienced that. So
Do you have any advice? I know we talked about that you feel
I'm a child.
strange
Yeah.
that because you're young, but let's just say that you do have some success and you're 21 right now and you're
Yeah.
in freaking Hey Studios. So you got any advice for the up and coming musician,
Me included.
producer, you yourself?
I
me?
would say this. This whole thing with music and all, I feel like can be depressing at times. And having people that can be there when you're having a hard time or doubting yourself or whatever is good. And I feel like essential.
I love it.
Yeah, seek advice from people and find that one person that is, a good influence on you. Find that one person and keep them close. You know what I mean? And learn
love
from
it.
them.
Where can people find you? You want to plug anything you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, I can give you, so we already said at Zach.Epps,
Yep.
you know what I mean, is my
Insta.
Instagram.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the main place.
That'll
I'm at.
be where you can find our cover as well. I'm
Yeah.
guessing that you'll post it.
For sure, and I'm sure
if you're not
if you have
ashamed by it.
No, I'm not at all actually.
Okay.
And I think too, I could plug the studio Instagram.
Yes, please.
So Hey Studio B is the Instagram for that, and working on getting more posts on there. But we're out here. You know what I mean?
We out here for
So
sure.
Instagram, yeah, is definitely the best place.
This is the 3rd episode. I'm thankful that you're here.
Dude, thank you for having me, man. This is fun.
I'm okay.
You're okay?
I'm not gonna harm myself.
No?
Even though I had a mental breakdown.
That's what we need to hear. We need to hear that you're okay and you're good.
I'm fine.
We're out here vibing.
If it gets me more attention, though, I'm not okay.
Wow.
I want people to
Be like, are you good?
be concerned.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not doing okay.
But no, dude, thanks for having me. This was a lot of
Dude,
fun.
thank you for doing this for the second time.
Yeah.
This cover's going to be great.
I love it.
I'm excited for our friendship to keep blossoming.
Yes, blossoming is the word. I love that. Thank you, dude.
You're welcome. Thank you. Adios, friends in low places.